Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into something huge, the launch of OpenAI's brand new model, GPT-5. We're going to unpack its new capabilities, which could honestly change everything, and really get into what this leap forward means for all of us.
So let's just set the stage here for a minute. As OpenAI CEO Sam Altman points out, it wasn't that long ago that ChatGPT launched and just completely rewrote the rules for how we all interact with AI. I mean, it went from a niche experiment to the global standard, seemingly overnight.
And the scale of that change is just staggering. That number right there, 700 million, that's how many people use ChatGPT every single week. So you can imagine the expectations for its successor, GPT-5, right? It couldn't just be an update. People were expecting another massive leap forward. The pressure was definitely on.
And on August 7th, 2025, the next generation officially arrived. OpenAI made the announcement everyone was waiting for. GPT-5 was finally here. They're calling it a major upgrade and a really significant step on their path toward more and more advanced AI.
So, what is the single biggest idea you need to grasp about this new model? Well, OpenAI gave us a surprisingly simple and frankly brilliant way to understand the jump it represents.
Sam Altman laid out this really powerful analogy. He said to think of GPT-3 as a high school student. Sometimes brilliant, but often kind of frustrating. GPT-4o was more like a capable college student. But GPT-5, that's a whole other league. We are talking about a legitimate, on-demand, PhD-level expert in any field you can think of.
Okay, that sounds incredible in theory, right? A team of PhDs in your pocket? But what does that actually mean in practice? Let's take a look at some of the new superpowers they showed off. In one of the most jaw-dropping demos, the team just asked GPT-5 to create an interactive physics simulation of the Bernoulli effect. And in just 2 minutes, it generated this, nearly 400 lines of functional code. It created a simulation you could actually play with to understand how airplanes fly. Just amazing.
And it's not just about code. The creative writing ability took a huge leap. They asked it to write a eulogy for its older models. The GPT-4o version, it's okay, it's pretty generic, almost like it came from a template. But then you look at the GPT-5 response, it's rhythmic, it's specific, and it feels way more personal and, emotionally resonant.
And this quote just nails the core difference. One of the presenters, Christina Kaplan, summed it up perfectly. The whole idea was to make it feel less like you're using a tool and more like you're just chatting with a super smart and emotionally intelligent friend. They really pushed this whole concept of software on demand to the next level. In another demo, a developer just prompted GPT-5 to build a French learning app for his partner. He specified everything, flashcards, quizzes, even a custom little game with a mouse and cheese. And in minutes, a fully interactive educational app was just there, built from scratch. So where does all this new power even come from? Well, it's all backed by some fundamental upgrades to the model's core, improving not just what it can do, but how it thinks, how it stays safe, and how it connects with us on a much more human level. A really crucial piece of this puzzle is a new safety system they're calling safe completions. You see, the old approach was kind of all or nothing. The AI would either do what you asked, or it would just give you a blunt, I can't help with that. This new system is way more nuanced.
So here's the key. When it's faced with a tricky or dual-use prompt, say a question about fireworks, GPT-5 doesn't just say no. It explains why it can't give you dangerous instructions, and then it helpfully guides you towards safe alternatives, like official safety guidelines. It helps you navigate the gray areas instead of just putting up a wall.
But maybe the most powerful demonstration of this technology came from a deeply personal story. An OpenAI employee, Felipe Milan, and his wife, Carolina, shared their experience using this tech during an intense healthcare crisis. Carolina talked about getting a terrifying biopsy report just filled with medical jargon she couldn't possibly understand. In that moment of pure panic, she put a screenshot into ChatGPT, and almost instantly, it translated that complex report into plain language.
It gave her a little bit of clarity and a moment of total overwhelm even before she could talk to her doctor.
And they found that with GPT-5, the whole experience went a step further. It wasn't just about translating information anymore. It became a true thought partner. It understood the context behind their questions, helping them navigate incredibly complex decisions and really pull together a complete personalized picture of their situation.
So, with all these incredible new capabilities, the big questions are pretty obvious. How do you get access to it, and what does this mean for the future of building software and just getting information? On the technical side of things, GPT-5 is setting all new records. Just take this SWB bench score you see here. It basically measures how well an AI can solve real-world software engineering problems. That's a really significant jump over GPT-4o, and it signals a major boost in what developers can do.
And here is the rollout plan. For the very first time, OpenAI is making its most advanced model available to free users. They'll get limited access before moving to a smaller, but still very powerful model. Of course, paid users on the Plus, Pro, and Team plans will get much higher usage limits or even unlimited access.
OpenAI really sees this as the beginning of a new era of software on demand, one that empowers pretty much anyone to bring their ideas to life. And that leaves all of us with a final, really provocative thought. With a team of PhDs in your pocket, what will you create?